Welcome back, Gunners Updates. This is the channel where your passion meets breaking news, tactical insights, and transfer revelations that you simply cannot afford to miss. So buckle up because today's episode is packed with blockbuster updates that will keep you hooked from start to finish. And remember, if we hit 300 likes, it gives us the fire to keep bringing you the latest Arsenal stories before anyone else. Let's dive right in with a story that has the entire football world buzzing. Because while Arsenal continued to impress at the start of this Premier League campaign, it was Liverpool's teenage wonderkid Enten Gumoha who stole headlines at St. James' Park, etching his name into Premier League history by scoring a dramatic 100th-minute winner against Newcastle United. The Reds were cruising at 2-0 thanks to goals from Hugo Ekitike and Ryan Gravenberch, but Newcastle, even down to 10 men, fought back to level 2-2 in a pulsating second half before the 16-year-old substitute stepped up and fired home one of the most iconic debut goals we've ever seen, making him Liverpool's youngest ever Premier League goal scorer and the second youngest in history to score a late winner, following Wayne Rooney's famous goal for Everton back in 2002. But here's where it gets interesting for Arsenal fans, because just 2 days before Gumoha's heroics, Arsenal's own rising star Max Damon made his Premier League debut against Leeds, instantly drawing comparisons as the second youngest gunner to feature in the league after Ethan Nwaneri. Damon, who is also Gumoha's teammate in England's U17 setup, was quick to publicly praise his Liverpool counterpart, setting the stage for a mouth-watering teenage showdown when Arsenal traveled to Anfield on August 31st in what could be one of the defining early clashes of the season, a meeting of two clubs with perfect starts, both boasting electrifying young talents who could be the face of English football for years to come. Shifting focus back to the Emirates, Arsenal announced their return to Premier League action in ruthless style, smashing Leeds United 5-0 in front of a roaring home crowd, with new big-money signings Victor Gyökeres and Eberechi stealing the spotlight with unforgettable debuts. Gyökeres, Arsenal's £80 million striker from Sporting Lisbon, delivered exactly what fans dreamed of when he struck a thunderous opener in the 20th minute before sealing his brace with a towering header in the second half, prompting Premier League legend Alan Shearer to hail him as a beast in the box and a potential game-changer in Arsenal's pursuit to end their 21-year wait for the title. Alongside him, Eberechi, Arsenal's £67.5 million signing from Crystal Palace, picked up the creative burden after captain Martin Odegaard limped off with a shoulder injury. With composure, vision, and flair, Ease dictated the game, describing his debut as a dream come true, and instantly sent social media into meltdown as England teammates and pundits alike praised his effortless class under pressure. But while Arsenal fans celebrated the scoreline, concerns quickly mounted after Bukayo Saka hobbled off with a hamstring scare. Odegaard was withdrawn early, and Kai Havertz was already nursing a knock, leaving Arteta sweating over squad depth just as the fixtures pile up. Former Manchester United boss Jose Mourinho, now managing Fenerbahce, even weighed in, warning that while Arsenal's squad is strong, losing players like Saka and Odegaard could spell trouble if not managed wisely, sparking a fiery debate among pundits and supporters about whether Arsenal's £250 million summer spending spree has truly built enough depth to compete on all fronts. Beyond the star names, Arteta also used the opportunity to blood the next generation, introducing 15-year-old Max Damon and 16-year-old Victor Osimhen, who both received standing ovations, prompting the manager to declare proudly that these youngsters represent the future of Arsenal Football Club. With 6 points from 6, a statement victory over Manchester United, and a demolition of Leeds, Arsenal sit top of the table, but the looming trip to Anfield with Liverpool in rampant form could be the first true litmus test of their title credentials. And with the transfer window still open until September, the Gunners remain active, chasing Bayer Leverkusen defender Piero Hincapié, whose £60 million release clause has attracted interest from Arsenal, Manchester City, and Liverpool, though reports suggest the player prefers a Premier League move. Add to that the arrivals of Kepa Arrizabalaga, Noni Madueke, Christian Mosquera, Christian Norgard, and Martin Zubimendi, and you can see the scale of Arsenal's intent to finally end the drought and bring the title back to North London. But will injuries and fixture congestion derail that dream? Only time will tell. On the Fantasy Premier League front, Eberechi's arrival is shaking up strategies, priced at £7.5 million and boasting stats that suggest he could be a differential pick later in the season once Arsenal's fixtures ease up. With 102 shots last campaign, 58 chances created, and a reputation as a set-piece specialist, Ease could become an FPL gem if he nails down a regular role, particularly with Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard struggling for consistency on the left flank. But Arteta's words that Ease has the talent and charisma to play anywhere in attack suggest rotation might be a factor early on. For now, FPL managers may need patience, but come game week 7, when Arsenal face a run of favorable fixtures, Ease's ownership could skyrocket. So, Arsenal fans and FPL enthusiasts alike, the stage is set for a season of drama, excitement, and possibly history in the making. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Arsenal's latest updates, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more daily Arsenal content, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Can Gyökeres and Ease be the missing pieces for Arsenal's title push? And will Max Damon's rise mirror Rumours at Liverpool? Stick with us here on Arsenal Time because this is just the beginning of what promises to be an unforgettable season. Come on, you Gunners! So strap in, because what I have lined up for you today is nothing short of electrifying, and make sure you stick with me until the very end, because there is so much to unpack, from Arsenal's demolition of Leeds, to Liverpool's dramatic late winner at St. James' Park, to Eberechi's fantasy football impact, and of course, the transfer whispers that refuse to go away. Before we get started, smash that like button. Let's hit 300 likes to keep us motivated and to show the world that the Arsenal fanbase is the loudest, most passionate, and most engaged out there. Now, let's start with a story that shook the Premier League landscape, because while Arsenal have been making headlines for their ruthless dominance in the opening weeks, it was Liverpool's teenage sensation, Enten Gumoha, who stole the spotlight in one of the most dramatic finishes we have seen in years against Newcastle United. The Reds were already 2 goals to the good thanks to Hugo Ekitike and Ryan Gravenberch, but Newcastle, despite being reduced to 10 men, showed grit to level it 2-2. And just when everyone thought the points would be shared, Jurgen Klopp threw on a 16-year-old substitute who, within minutes of stepping onto the pitch, wrote his name into the history books with a stunning 100th-minute strike, sending the away fans into absolute delirium.